folks, and welcome back to Pixel Airport Tycoon. I fear this probably is going to be the last episode on here. Some of the little buggies are getting a little too frustrating to deal with and all that. Since we last recorded, I did do a couple things. First off, I unlocked all the research for all of the cargo things. So we have those. They're in place. They're doing great. We put in a maintenance hangar. Didn't know how those existed or how they work, so we tried that out. We put in a recycling center up here, and then you'll see these little black lines here. Those are jetways, so we have those as well. Now, the big change we made was we bought some land, and I want to reconfigure this entire airport to try to fit with that. The general idea here is that eventually I'd like to purchase these areas of land as well, somewhere down the road. And basically, I want to make all of the runways and stuff go around this. So this will be our central kind of hub for everything. And then all of the other pieces will exist out there. I did also unlock the large runway. So that looks like that. So it's not like that large. It can easily fit within this area. And then what else did I get? Oh, we got the new passenger terminal too. So this is passenger terminal number 4 and its size and all of that. All right, so I don't know what exactly we're going to get done here as far as doing this because we already have a plane on approach, and I don't know if we move that any of this is going to work out. But again, my idea here is I'm going to try to push all of this stuff over to the right so that we can open up this area and then runways up and top and bottom and stuff. So move this one all the way up there, but not all the way up because I want to leave room for some taxiways and all that. So that's going to go there. We'll go with our taxiway here. I might even go, no, I don't want to go large. Two, three, four. All right. And I don't know if this even makes sense, if it's going to work or do any of the things that I need to do, but I'm going to try. 2, there we go. Boop, boop, doop, doop. Now, because of how this game treats some of the taxiways, I'm making it very unrealistic, but I don't really have much of a choice, I don't think. I have to do that. I'll fill in this taxiway here too, I suppose, just to make them match. Can I just demolish these? And like, does that still function as what we need it to function as? So I can have this just be departures only. Then I'll have another parallel runway, this guy over here. Right now I have this one set because you can change the parking spots, so that's only cargo planes. I'm trying to see if I can move this and rearrange it. So we can set it to be for other planes and all that stuff. All right, so ground. Taxiway, do that, 2. All right, so that's our first setup here. I have to include this one somewhere. I don't know where. I guess it makes sense to just kind of throw that down here maybe. Again, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I don't have to. This game does also completely and totally ignore all of the potential issues you would have with planes doing things you wouldn't expect them to do. So cool. Got all of that set up. That should leave a nice little hole. Not realistic at all, but our fire station can go right there. And then I don't even remember what this thing is. What is that thing? I have no idea what this is. I know this is a fire station. And you can assign it runways and all that stuff. I'm not doing that, obviously. All right. So we need to... Let me just demolish all of this stuff. All right. Put in a large taxiway coming down here. It's going to go... Go all the way across like so. We'll demolish these little bits. I'll get rid of this because it doesn't seem to matter. Get rid of all of this because, again, it doesn't really seem to matter. And essentially, I'm going to bring this down as far down as I can. So, like, this pathway is going to open up, and the cargo terminal is going to be closer to down here. So, demolish all of this stuff. Get rid of these, especially because the planes seem to use them as places to drive. All right, now we got our cargo stuff. I'm just going to move that over there for right now. I suppose I should put all of this stuff over in places that make a little bit more sense for them potentially. There we go. All right. Once we have that, our cargo terminal is going to be set up here, I want to say. So let's go ahead and taxiway. And get our aprons in there. Oops, I'm removing them instead of moving them. At least we get all of our money back, so it's not that big a deal, but still don't want to do that if I can avoid it. All right, cargo, large cargo, bam, bam. Taxiway, boop-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop-a-doop. And then apron. I always forget if it's apron or apron, whatever, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to make that slightly bigger too. There we go. All right, and then I can move some of these other items to where they're supposed to go. And then the last thing I have is customs and fuel. So fuel is going to get moved up like that. We'll put in more apron stuff. Cool. Demolish that. We're going to move this one. Let me demolish and move this guy there. This one's going to be there. And I should probably remove something like right there. There we go. Okay. So that's all well and good there. Next thing I need to do is move this bad boy up to there. This is going to go right there. Okay. Now, what this does is it gives us more options. We can either bump this out if we need to have more space. We also have all this. This is a really long, unnecessary taxiway, but it's what we have right now, and that's what I'm going to keep. Now I need to go into security. Security and fences. And I just need to make sure this whole area stays fenced off for us here. Fence, doop. And this fence can just exist there. And then I can pull up some of this other stuff, like power plants and all that other stuff, but I need roads too. So let me get the street going up here and doing that thing. And we'll just have it make a big loop. Cool. Get that out of the way. Move our power plants over there. We can put some parking if we need to, I guess. Our recycling center can go down there. Our weather station can go over here. I don't know why I changed size when I rotate it. You see that? I hit R to rotate it. It gets... What is going on? There we go. Okay. Then we can go back in here. Street. Pop, pop. All right. What is that? That's the hotel. I'm not going to move that. Solar panels can absolutely get moved. I don't know what that is, but it's going to go over here. Don't know what that is. Going to exist over there. The administrative building can also get moved over there. And the hospital even can get moved over here. There's no reason to keep all that stuff separated. All right. And I suppose we're going to need a bus stop somewhere over here. Nope, not that one. This one. I don't know what this is. What is that? I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what that is. So the hotel, and then we have this other building here. Okay. And I guess we can move the hotel just down a little bit there. No problem. Okay. So that's the initial setup for all of that stuff. I should also probably get some of the intro stuff here, like de-icing is going to need that. Wash, potentially. Ramp agent, yes. Baggage handling is the only one it doesn't need. So we're going to get these guys set up. 1, 2, 3. Actually, we don't need that one there. That's right. Okay, so that one has 3 vehicles assigned for ramp agents. Probably should get more on there, but that's what I have right now. Custom vehicles are good. Wash, we have 3 of those. I'm going to up that to 6. This one I can also update to 6. All right, that bad boy. How many do we have? 8 of them. Okay, then we have to go underground. And we got to build the pipe. Nope. All right, then we can demolish the pieces that we don't need. Fantastic. This all can go away because it's not there anymore. And we're going to figure out what to do with that guy in a sec here. All right. So we at least have all of the runways. All of that stuff is handled. What I'm thinking of doing here is making this road either bump out here and go up, or making another road come up here and go over and up. But this is going to get placed somewhere up here. This is also going to get placed somewhere up there as an initial starting point here. So we're going to start off with this one because it's the easier of the two to place. And I'm just going to put it there for right now. I know I need to do more, but that's just where I'm going to start it off with. All right. We should be able to demolish a lot of this fence because we don't need it in the areas that I have it right now. All right. Then security fence. Just have it exist like that, I guess. All right. Go back in to build our streets here. All right. Then I want to go into, is it passengers? Ground? Supply? It's in supply, isn't it? Bus stop, that's what I'm looking for. Get some short-term parking over there, because I guess we should. All right, and then I need to worry about doing all the fencing stuff now. So, well, let me actually move all of the other pieces that we need to have in here. And that might include moving these short-term parkings to a different spot. So I'm going to put those over there for now. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Cool with that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then do I want big ones or little ones here? All right, all of that looks fine. Now I can go in and add on security fencing and all that stuff, I think. Hold on, I need to also do my taxiways for this stuff. And I'm very deliberately just trying to make lots of extra space for all this stuff just to see if that will solve our problems here. I don't know if it will or not, but whatever. We'll figure it out. So fencing needs to go up here, over there, and up here, and there. Okay. Get rid of that extra. All right, now we need to talk about moving some of this stuff around, because these guys I'd like to keep assigned to only these groups here. So, well, what's nice about the game, at least, is that all of the specific ones... Why are you not letting me connect to those? That's interesting. Okay, that's a problem we'll figure out at some point here. All right, let's move this bad boy somewhere up there. It's a semi, or do I want to put it down here? I think I want to put it down here more. Let's do that. All right, I still have more security I need to do. I know that, but we'll figure that out down the road here. So this sector is all secure. We have tons of open areas that need to be addressed. Okay. Let's move this big guy. I'm just going to put that over there for right now because it's not where I want to put it, but I'm just trying to plan out here. So everything has a space of 2. So 1, 2, because if I move all of these buildings, they should all fit in this area without any problems. So that's kind of the goal here. This cargo guy is going to go up there. How much money do we have? We have $500,000. Okay. All right, I want to fix all of this up, because all of this is going to be different from here on out. Got rid of a road that I wanted to keep, but that's okay. Get rid of all of that stuff. Get this all figured out and put into different spots. And then once we get that part dealt with, then we can go in and figure out where the rest of this is supposed to go. Okay. So let me go back and connect that road or street that they call it here. This parking is going to get moved up here, I guess. Short-term parking. Give me some short-term parking. Short-term parking is a street on the left. Should be able to build more short-term parking. There we go. Okay. Let's move the tower over here. And then we can rebuild our taxiways here. So spot of 2. That's all going to go there. Then I suppose we'll just continue this all the way up and just tie in all these crossroad areas that may pop up here. Okay. Oh, one more. Right there. Okay. So I have that. Now I should be able to move all of this stuff along that line, I think. All All right, so we're gonna move all of this stuff up and over there. All right, that's baggage handling. That is also baggage handling. What are you? Wash, ramp, catering, and de-icing. Okay. Let's see if we can cover all of the areas with light here. And then we have more to figure out, but we're getting closer. Ever closer to getting this working. All right, we're out of those. These guys need to get moved. They're just going to get dumped over here in this kind of random administrative area that doesn't actually do anything. All right, then I can go and demolish all of that. Then our street needs to come over here. So we got that. We'll demolish all of this stuff. And then security fence. All right, that's all taken care of. And then the last thing we should need to do is just that, right? So if I come in here, I have to cross over this fence. I can't. I have to cross over this fence and can't. I have to cross over that fence and can't. Okay, that should work. We have a couple last final pieces that we need to do here. I love this big area that we have open here. That's going to allow us to put in either a much larger cargo center or, I don't know. There's so much we could do. Like this, really what I should do is shift this down here or this guy down here so we have a smaller area. Like I could make a small terminal that just handles small planes and that's it. But I don't want to do all that. So let's take a look here. How do I change what spots you're assigned here? All right, and then going back in here. I know the belt's not connected. That's not a big deal. You only have 8 trucks. And for whatever reason, it's not letting me assign those to that area. Okay. Let's go ahead and demolish all of the stuff that we did have there. All right, we got that. So pipe there, cool. And then belt bags should be pretty freaking easy, I think. All right, let's get rid of these extras here and figure out why that one in particular is not working. Oh, that's a fuel. Yeah, there's a reason why that one didn't work, because it's looking for something totally different. All right, let's just demolish this area here. We'll go back to belts. Cool. And then we need pipes. There we go. Okay, let's go to our checklist here. All checked. Put it back to 1 speed. Cargo, all checked. What do we not have? We don't have a windsock. Okay. So that, I believe, is in security. Windsock, there we go. There we go. All right, if it play, we have all that stuff. This all stays checked. Great, our staff is fine. Cargo, all checked. Private is all checked, even though we don't have any. We still have a lonely car driving on the grass. All right, we do have a new plane of approaching on our newest runway here, going over the fire station, which is in the most dangerous position possible. Oh, I need to connect that one in too, don't I? All right, all of that's functioning, I think. We're going to go in and put some bus stops in there, and there, and there, and there, because why not? Actually, I might pause this and just demolish these guys so that they're not causing us any other problems. Okay, we're going to keep you at arrivals and departures as well. And I just don't care right now. I'm just trying to get planes in and out. And look at the mass chaos. I love it. It's so chaotic. But we're getting flights in. We got 18 on the ground. We haven't gotten any cargo planes yet. I also dislike that we have this going on where our fuel trucks, it's treating these not as spots still, and I don't know why. So let me try demolishing a couple here. And going back to cargo, large cargo. Okay, we got that. Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting us assign those as cargo parking. Super weird. But we did get some money or something at some point here. Yeah, we got the airport hub, I think. Nope, not that. It wasn't that one. It was this one. Metro. We got 100 buildings, so it gave us $750,000. What that also does for us, though, let's take a look at our research here. We have terminal extension, expands terminals for more gates and more capacity. Great. But taking a look at what the airlines want out of down here, we need Terminal 4. These are large planes, which means we need large runways. Oh man, look at all those vehicles. Okay, so let's see if we can actually get a large runway put in here, because that's what I want to see. So we're going to go ground, large runways, $2.5 million. Yikes. But look, it could exist. I actually would put it in this one's location, and then maybe, I don't know, maybe up here or something, just one off, and then see if we can do it. But we need to generate some more cash before any of that happens. So taking a look, why are we not doing things? What are we doing here, guys? See, they're keeping everybody assigned at their old locations, which is a problem for us. You're assigned all. All right, let's just reassign all of these. I regret all of my decisions. And there doesn't seem to be a way, in my book anyway, to clear off, unless I'm missing a very obvious sign, which is entirely possible because I'm an idiot. But there's no way to clear out the assigned spots. All right, so that's baggage, right? Cool. And it's still not treating the cargo things as things. Okay, great. But hopefully that's going to at least encourage vehicles to start doing their jobs and taking care of all the planes. So many bus stops now. My goodness. You can see all of the money flowing in from getting all that. Oh, got an emergency plane coming there. All right, we got that solved. We could easily put in. Ooh, I don't like that that's off by one spot there. My bad. And it looks like all these cars are stuck in an infinite loop here. Let's see if this bus just drives up here with the rest of the train. There he goes. Flip, 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 flip. Interesting. Okay. So we did have a plane leave at least. That's a plus. We have 2 planes leave because those are all full. We have planes here leaving. Okay. Because before we got stuck with this finding runway for like half of our planes, and it just didn't seem to want to do anything, and I don't know why. We do have active contracts with these, so what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm going to go home. We're going to save the game. Then we're going to load this game back up. And we're going to see how it works. Mainly, I want to see if we get cargo planes or not, or if cargo is even treated as parking. It's still not treated as anything, which is wild to me. Why is it not being treated as what it is? We get this flood of aircraft at the beginning here. Airlines. We still need Terminal 4, but we'll have the big gate, because if we take a look at Terminal 4 and passengers here, it's $5 million. So we're not getting there anytime soon. And we have a whole bunch of other stuff that we need to do to get beyond that. All right. But I think that's going to wrap us up here. The game is what it is. There's still glitches. There's still problems, but it's fun. It's interesting. I can't wait to see where it goes. It's just that I think I've reached a point where I'm happy and satisfied, and I want to wait for the game to develop a little bit more before I do more. But folks, that's going to wrap us up here. This is Pixel Airport Tycoon. Thanks as always for joining me. I appreciate your time, and I will see you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.